welcome back to my channel where I'm playing with inks, I'm writing my books, and I'm doing other fun stuff. And today is the day of my June Currently Inked. I have, oh my god, I have 9 pens inked, which means it's going to be another 2-pager. So yeah, and this is a bit annoying, but I don't have like one of the big heavy clips yet. I'm going to get to that, but I have to hold it down a bit. To swatch, I'm going to use a pipette, the top of a Diamine 30ml ink bottle, and then yeah, the pens that I'm using really. To start off, I didn't really have a proper theme for this one, so it's more of a freeze frame, currently inked again, where it's, yeah, these are all of my ink pens. Then let's get started. The first ink, I think I need a bit more, is one that I was initially not going to buy because it's a limited edition and I'm yeah, but still, it's Rowan Klingner. It's their 2025 special ink, and this is called Sanddorn, which is sea buckthorn, and it is absolutely the color of sea buckthorn berries. And for me, it's a very summery color because it's, you'll see the little shrubs and the hedges everywhere you go, and yeah, they're all over in the summer at the seaside. So it's a color I associate with summer, and somehow I was having a yearning for something bright and summery, and so this marks the spot. And so yeah, this I'm swatching in my Hobonichi Blank Hobonichi ink journal, and this ink is Rowan and Klingner. I'm calling it Sanddorn because that's the German name, and this is in my Jinhao 992 coffee with a fine nib. Sorry, I have to turn the page, otherwise it's going to be a disaster. So yeah, it works really well in this. I mean, I paired for this for the color. I don't really have an orange pen anymore because my little Jinhao citrus broke and I have repurposed it. So yeah, this is the first one. And then, which one did I want to do next? The next one is another ink that's not that easy to come by. It's produced by Diamine, but it's a store exclusive of Scriptum, which is a stationery store in Oxford. And because I work in Oxford, I could pop in and get a bottle, because at the moment I'm in the market for red. Actually, hold that thought, that was not the next one that I wanted to swatch. because there's a red in between this one. Sorry. Bit unorganized. This is Robot Duster Red Bear, which is another store exclusive. I've been sort of trying to get more, because I have quite a few Diamond Mine inks, but I'm trying to get more into the less like readily available inks as well. And this is, I bought this at the Cheltenham Pen Show. I haven't posted the video of the ink swatching yet, but that's to come. And that was one of the inks that I bought there, and that's way too much ink. Yeah, it's going to be some connecting happening, but we'll deal with it. Just obviously I splotched the ink everywhere. And so this is in my Right Tech Apricot, which is also I got at the Cheltenham Pen Show. So this is Robert Oster and Witt Style Red Bear. That's in my Right Tech Click Tech with a fine nib. And this works really well because the mechanism works a bit differently than on the Jinhaos. You see, like the Jinhao 10s and their vanishing points. You see, it's actually properly closed. So I've not had any issues with this so far. And I'm just fascinated by them. And the apricot color, it's not that easy to find. So when I saw it in real life, I had to grab it. So finally, Turandot. And I'm splotching more ink around, which is unfortunate. And yeah, trying to get more into red inks. And this one is a lovely blue toned red and a couple of shades lighter than Writer's Blood. And I have it in my Mahjong Wonkai with a fine nib. And because of the heat wave, it started to bubble up into the cap. But I still really like this little pen. It might not be like the most practical one for traveling or such, but this is Diamine and Scriptum Turandot, and that's the Mahjong. Okay, that's a demonstrator. Nib. It's really weird. I start to gravitate more towards fine nibs nowadays, which is not something that I would have expected. So I had to do a bit more cleanup because it turned out that there was more ink than I had anticipated. Okay, going from Turandot to another Diamine ink, which is Amaranth. And now we're going into the manuscript side. So that's Pipettus on strike. and it's it's a really red leaning purple. And my current manuscript, I'm trying to write it all in, all purple ink in all the various shades that I have. So just push everything a bit more. But the camera's in a weird position today, so it's not that easy. And this is in my, sorry, it's a bit of a struggle today. So this is Diamine Amaranth, and it really looks like amaranth, at least like the the more decorative kind. And this is my Lamy Aeon Matte Black with the medium nib that actually writes pretty fine. And I must say that I've written a bit with this combination, and so far this pen and this ink are not playing too well together. So that might actually be something that I'm switching out pretty soon, or just finish the fill and not refill. So yeah, that's a bit of a pain, but okay. So yeah, the other side is probably, I have to do this one just a bit smaller. I sort of painted myself into a corner a bit. So let's start with the next purple manuscript, and I have 3 at the moment. Because what I tend to do is because the Lamy doesn't work so well, I inked up a replacement pen and decided to try and write the Lamy dry. And so basically at the moment I have 3 purple inks inked up for the manuscript, basically one to replace the other. And this is another Diamine. This is Amazing Amethyst. This is a really lovely ink. I used it before, really like it. And obviously too much ink. But we're dealing with it. Don't know what it is today. So that's probably going to take ages to dry. Still trying to make it a bit smaller. And I inked this up just yesterday. Well, that's a very pretty swatch. Let's see if I can make it a bit less egg-shaped. Yeah, just a tiny bit less. And I inked it up with in my Pilot Kakuno Periwinkle Blue with a medium nib. Yesterday was a bit unhappy. I don't know. So this is Diamine Amazing Amethyst. On this side it's a bit easier for me to write. Pilot Kakuno Periwinkle, but my handwriting is still horrible today. So yeah, that works quite well now. And then the third purple is yet another Diamine ink, but it's an Inkwind ink. It's Jacaranda. Or Jacaranda, I'm not quite sure. And I put my pipette down somewhere. It's very riveting content, and I can't find it. Might have fallen. Why? What are those little things? See through and vanish. So I'm just going to get another one. Yeah. No. So in this one, I'm just going to do on the other side, so there's actually space for me to swatch everything. So for this one, I need to make sure I hit it. Obviously, now that I got the second one out, I found the other one, because that's how it is. And Jacaranda is much more for periwinkle blue. It's pretty much, I have periwinkles in my garden, and that's pretty much what they look like. And I put them into into a pen I got at Cheltenham, and that's a Dens Pens. It's an ebonite pen. I managed not to ask about the model, though I think it's an Equitas. And I have no idea. I mean, it's ebonite, it's not resin. And because it's sort of a swamp green, I'm sort of calling it the My Swamp, My Rules pen. So that's the name I'm going to use for it going forward. And so this is... And this one has an elastic fine nib with a lovely sort of etchings. And this ink is from the purple ink bent fittingly. This is in the Dens Pens ebonite, and this is an elastic fine. I have not really tried flexing it. It's just I'm just using it as a very juicy nib. I think it's almost juicier than like a regular medium. So yeah, at the moment, that's what I'm doing. Right. The other side, my desk is tiny and it's now full of stuff, and I'm getting confused. So we have three more. Let me find those. Okay, I know which ones they are. Right, okay. The next ink is another Robert Oster ink that I got at the Cheltenham Pen Show, which is Sydney Darling Harbour, and I just love this color. This is such a amazing, I think you could call it teal. It's probably the correct color family to put it in. Just try and scooch it a bit. Yeah. That's lovely. And I put this in my Sailor Progria Slim Harozora, or Sailor Shikiori Harozora. This is Oster. Oh, okay. The Darling. Oh, my writing is really bad today. I think I have something. I don't know. My right arm is not quite okay, so my handwriting has been suffering. Slim Zora, and this has a 14K medium fine nib. Squiggles. Right. And the next one is basically the dupe, not for this one, but for Sailor Pro Slim. And it's inked up with, I already opened the bottle, so I'm just going to quickly drop the ink. Yeah, that could have been a disaster. Narrowly avoided. With J. Arbon, Le Toit de Paris, The Rose of Paris, which stands in for, if you go by rainbow colors, stands in for a blue, even though it is technically a grey. But it's a very bluish grey. It's a bit lighter than I thought it would be, so I'm quite happy that I only got a 10 milliliter bottle for it. Oh, and you did not see anything. I'm sorry, okay, I have to, it's a bit cramped today. So this is J. Arbon. Let's see. The Toit de Paris. And this is in my Jinhao 82. And this is the dried hydrangea with a medium nib, and that's basically one of the 2026 special colors that is sort of a dupe for the dried flower series, but matches quite well. And yeah, the last one in the lineup is my only carryover. I managed to, and I'm trying to, that's Lady Grey in the pen that I'm doing the headers with. I think I'm getting there, and I think I want to, the next thing I want to ink up in this pen is another J. Arbon ink that behaved a bit, it was a bit dry, so I'm hoping that if I can put it in a nice stop that it works better. But for now we are working on the rest. And obviously Lady Grey is one of the most amazing inks. And that is supposedly also a bit dry and works really well in this pen. And so this is another Dance Pens. This is the Neptune model, which is sort of going out here a bit, and it's an abalone resin. So this is diamine. Yeah, you can see, okay. Lady Grey Dance Pens. Neptune. And the color is called Shelly, and it has a stop. And yeah, things also haven't really written today, so I'm not really warmed up enough to, so everything's, I'm trying to give you a view of the whole thing once it's dried, but as I said, maybe I need to switch the camera position around. But yeah, I'll be back when everything's dry. Okay, we are almost dry. Lady Grey is still doing its thing, but yeah, let me show you. So, Sunthorn or Sea Buckthorn is such a joyful color. I'm so glad I sort of changed my mind and got a bottle, because it has like almost like the matte undertone that works really well, and I love the area where these two swatches connected. And the next one is Red Bear, which is more of a, sometimes poppies have this not quite really intense red, but sort of a softer red, and that reminds me of these kind of poppies, and also red panda, to be honest. So I might be what the name is about. That's actually a red panda. Then Diamond Inscriptum Toronto has sort of a gold green sheen almost. Don't know if you can bring it out, but it's a lovely dark red that I've been really liking to use. Then Amaranth is a really nice, like a really punchy, nice ink. Has some great shading. I just don't love it in the Lamy pen, so yeah, I might let that go pretty fast. Diamine Amazing Amethyst. I just inked it up in the Kakuno. Yesterday it was a bit meh, but now it seems to have been like playing along. Diamond Inkvent Jacaranda. I love this bright periwinkle. I had a Pannonia Iconiates of Twilight, which is very similar before, but this I wanted to ink up and see if it's really similar. Obviously, it's like the last time the Twilight I had in the Sailor, which was a fine or medium fine nib. This is a much more juicier nib that shows off lots of the lovely pink tones as well. So I'm really looking forward to using that. Then, yeah, Robert Oster, Sydney Darling Harbour. So glad I got this. I love this sort of matte grey teal tone. It's just totally up my alley, and it matches very well with J. Bond Le Toit de Paris, because they are quite close to each other. This sort of a blue-grey. In the beginning I was a bit shocked that it was so quite light, but it seems to have settled in the pen. It's a bit, I'm actually using it as an accent color in the manuscript because I want sort of purple and grey, as the idea is to have a big mood board, really to turn the manuscript into a mood board. And yeah, that works really well. So I'd like these colors together. And then, last but not least, something fell and needs to be rescued later. We have Diamine Lady Grey, which is still one of my absolute favorite inks. I think in the stub nib, it has the best chance of coming across, but you don't get this level of shading and chromo shading really in the pens, which is a bit of a shame. I've been sort of thinking about trying to use more dip pens, but yeah, I mean, the dip pens would be nice for shimmer, but what the shimmer settles, so do you have to shake it up between dips? That's sort of what I'm a bit sniffy about, to be honest. Like, how does that work? With the shading inks, I can definitely see that I'm going to try and maybe use my glass dip pen, even though it's a bit too thick. Would need to find a one, to do more dip pen writing. I used to do that a lot, actually, but yeah, let's see. So for the moment, we have a bit of a rainbow here, which is apt because my local Pride is actually not in June, it's in July. And next weekend, I'm going to have my little gazebo with my books at my local Pride event. I'm looking forward to that, even though it's going to be a lot of hard work, even just to load up the car with everything, which I'm planning to do this weekend, just to get ahead of the game. Thank you so much for being here and for celebrating the rainbow with me. And then, yeah, I'll update you how everything went. As I said, I'm already sort of eyeing the Amaranth a bit critically. I mean, it's not the ink's fault, probably because I had it in another pen before and that worked really well. It might just be that the pen and the ink don't like each other. Thank you so much again, and I'll see you soon.